And these were Klan supporters. And where is this?
This is at New Salem on Lookout Mountain. That night, the Klan had their big celebration and cross burning. And up there today, you can't find a single person that will admit they remember that happening. I found one person who said, yeah, he remembered it. The others said, oh, nothing like that ever happened here. I've been here all my life and there were no crosses around here. But as you'll see in the following pictures, they did, and you'll see all the people were present.
Dalton Roberts and Gene Roberts didn't say a thing to worry about the Ku Klux Klan using their city as a jump-off point to do that kind of stuff. But they want to talk about us. I don't even own a weapon. I don't call me a Klan.
And you'll see the local residents are assisting in erecting the cross. And there it's burning. You'll note these people are identified by name.
Are they local, Raymond?
Pardon?
Were those people local? That were
Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro.
That's Lorenzo Urban in case somebody knows. I guess you saw the other picture.
Maxine,
Ma'am?
would you mind giving a little bit of background to Mr. Urban, for those who may not be aware?
Okay, Lorenzo was, his hometown is Chattanooga. He went to, I think it's Catholic school till he was about 12 years old. And then he went to the Vietnam War and was in the Vietnam War for a while. He came back out. And at that time there was a Black Panther Party and the SNCC and all that. There was a Black Panther Party here in the city of Chattanooga. And he joined, and in Chicago, Fred Hampton, you know what Fred Hampton? And Mark Clark, I can't think of his name. But Fred Hampton was killed by the police during that period of time, and Lorenzo had been facing so much repression here from the court system, and he had a feeling that they were going to come and try to do the same thing to him. So he caught a plane to Atlanta, and then caught a plane. Caught a plane to Atlanta. Then he went to the cockpit with a little small gun. None of the people in the plane knew what was going on, and had the plane diverted to Cuba. He went to Cuba. When he got to Cuba, because of some diplomatic relationships with the United States, Cuba were arresting people. There was a lot of people hijacking the planes to Cuba, but Cuba was arresting people because of their relationship with the United States. And he was arrested and kept in jail for a certain length of time, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then later on he was sent to Czechoslovakia. And after some time in Czechoslovakia, he was he said he was kidnapped by the CIA. But they took him back into custody, and he took him to Newnan, Georgia, where he stood trial for air piracy, and he received 2 life terms at that time. But because of a movement in Europe is why he was released early on parole. So I think he's a righteous brother that have to go through all that. Still on parole when he was at the Klan demonstration. There was people who were provoking, there was what we call provocateurs in the Klan demonstration that really was trying to start a riot. Tom Kennedy already said that if anybody start a riot, you know, they're going to put people in jail, and that was just a deliberate attempt to get Lorenzo to violate his parole. So there was a lot of that going on too, including from members of the black community. So we had to really kind of step lightly. But I didn't commit a crime, neither did he while we were here.
Can you talk about the Prime Minister of Australia personally calling Lorenzo Irvin?
Yeah, where he, what's his name? I forget his name now.
Can't remember.
Anyway, he called Lorenzo a Black Panther because Lorenzo was old then, just like me. He called Lorenzo a Black Panther, and took Lorenzo and put him in jail when he got off the plane. And then they had there were like 9 countries who stood up and asked for him to be released.
As a result of that, the local DA called Lorenzo an international terrorist.
But he finally did release him, but of all charges. But he kept him in jail for a while there. Lorenzo been in some stuff now. Some of it's not all his fault though. That's my friend Annie, if I hadn't said that already. Annie Thomas. That's Mr. Key, George Key, who was one of the plaintiffs on the lawsuit to change the form of government. Buford McElrath is also a plaintiff. Reverend H.H. Wright. Janet Holloway. Tommy Brown, we got to get her in focus. And that's Lachlan McDonald. There were other lawyers involved in that, but he was the lead attorney. And that's the guy, it's in the book, he was a Yale professor that did the expert testimony in the lawsuit. That's Lester Lehman. He was the one that did a whole lot of research from Indiana University, who did a lot of research on the state of Tennessee and its race relations here. Yeah, I don't know those guys.
This is a more recent picture. This is just to show you that they are still around. This was in Dunlap.
Is that Dunlap?
Yeah,
What year was this in?
the last election. As you'll see.
Are those the same one that was with for Corporal?
Yeah. And you'll see one of them in the next one that's don't have his mask on. It's the same person that was burning the cross on Lookout Mountain in the earlier picture. See the guy in the back.
I want to keep that one right there. Put that on the wall.
But remember that when he starts running for president 2 years from now.
They had a rally last year. They were inviting people at Ringgold High School too. They're going around flying at the school against KKK.
Yeah.
They say they're getting federal funds now.
That's what I heard.
They did a big one in LJ, Georgia last year. I got some pictures from it too.
That's crazy.
This was it 2005?
Yeah, 2005. This is a demonstration we did. We turned another park into a cemetery. Each one of those crosses has the name of somebody killed by the police in Chattanooga.
That's October 22nd Coalition Against Racism and Political Repression and Criminalization of a Generation. That's the way we celebrated it here or acknowledged it here. We planted those 50+ crosses in Miller Park, and they stayed there for about a week.
They stayed up there over a week. And people brought flowers and burnt candles at them. It lasted much longer than we thought it would.
What year did you want to
Beg your pardon?
What year was that?
That was 2005. I October 22nd, 2005, see that?
about 6 years ago.